Hey, nobody told me it was going to be impossible to find a job in Tennessee if I was trans, like at all. I've been applying for a year with my trans pronouns and trans name and everything in between. And no one told me that I was never going to get a f***ing interview here because I have it in my resume. I took it out of my resume. I got an interview the next day.
Some carry hate. We carry the largest trans pride flag to ever be flown in a national park and unfurled it on the side of El Cap to prove a point that trans is natural. The Trump administration and transphobes would love to have you believe that being trans is unnatural, but species that can transition sexes can be found on every continent and in every ocean on planet Earth. So call it a protest, call it a celebration. We are bringing elevation to liberation. They try to erase us from government websites and education systems and libraries. So we raise this flag higher than ever before so every trans person knows that they have people that love them in their corner. The people united will never be defeated.
I'm so embarrassed to be trans. No, I'm not trans. It is so embarrassing. It's getting worse. I mean, all we're gonna do is just laugh at them. Seriously, we just have to laugh at them. I mean, we wouldn't have this content when they go away. What are we gonna talk about? So we kind of gotta look at it that way. But anyway, thanks everybody for joining me today. We're gonna laugh today. I have some really hardcore stuff coming up, but I gotta throw these crazy ones in the mix because if not, I think not only am I going to go nuts, but you're going to go nuts if you haven't already gone there. So with that, I don't know what they're talking about with not natural. Well, that's a very kind of nuanced thing to say because what does that mean to be natural? If those people would stop pushing this idea that biology isn't real and men and women aren't a thing and that anyone can be trans, and it's a very trans is an ideology now. It is not what I did or what actual transsexual people with gender dysphoria have. So yeah, they erased it from schools, thank God, and they're actually starting to take it off of websites, thank God. This isn't something you should promote, especially to young people. What are you talking about? And then look at the clown show there, like totally promoting, we're flying the largest trans flag ever. Like, you just don't even see yourself. Go look in the mirror and then understand why people are pushing back on all of you, including people like myself. It's just yucky. It's yucky. I hate it. So thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting. The channel's growing. I want to remind YouTube here that I am an actual transsexual elder of the community. Why do you continually come after my videos? You've now demonetized 2 more of my videos that I'm fighting you on that were actually up for like a month. And all of a sudden, after a month, they're getting demonetized for some words. Like, it's so crazy, you guys. I'm going to write about it on the community post here and let you know what's going on. But come on, YouTube, that's ridiculous behavior. And it's not okay. I should be really allowed to express my feelings here about what's going on if you actually did care. It's actually frustrating. So that's why it's so important that you support my channel, and thank you for supporting my channel. I'm not going to shut up, and I'm not going to take the videos down, and I'm just going to keep pushing through. That's what makes you stronger and tougher, pushing through the pushback, and you get resilience when you just keep having to push against the narrative of lies and nonsense. So let's get back into it. I have the next one here that I thought was quite funny. Again, another insane person.
Nobody told me it was going to be impossible to find a job in Tennessee if I was trans, like at all. I've been applying for a year with my trans pronouns and trans name and everything in between. And no one told me that I was never going to get a f***ing interview here because I have it in my resume. I took it out of my resume. I got an interview the next day. I'm working a new job that I've been working for like 2 weeks now as male me because I'm too scared to tell them.
Tell them what?
The f***? It's like I've been fine. Every other state I've lived in, even Ohio, I've been fine. But as soon as I moved down here, and God forbid I had diversity in any part of my resume, I can't find a job.
Wow, dude. Okay, seriously, man. They're just proving it. Like, no one's gonna hire you with pronouns in your bio, just so you know. So all you people out there are so obsessed with your pronouns and clown they, them, you're not gonna get a job, so you can go on the internet and TikTok and whine that everybody's transphobic. Nobody's transphobic. What they are good business people, okay? I'm not hiring you either with pronouns in your bio, just so you know. You ruined it for yourselves, okay? It's ridiculous behavior. I mean, you think anyone's going to hire you at this point? Secondly, why are you putting your pronouns in your resume? And why are you telling everybody you're trans? Those are all red flags for real businesses at this point. No one's going to hire you. It's ridiculous behavior, number one. Number two, why are you doing it? Why are you acting like you have to do this? And people, there's no diversity. There's a shit ton of diversity out there. You're just trying to push your own idea on other people. That's not why you get hired in a job. Can you do the job? No one cares what your personal stuff is going on at your home or what you're doing outside of the job. Can you serve coffee? Okay? So get it together, people. I'm not hiring you either if you have pronouns in your bio, just so you know. So call me transphobic all you want.
Let's talk about how I navigate the world as someone who uses neopronouns, because I've been making my neopronoun sample sentence videos, and they've been really attracting a lot of negative attention. And I feel like there are a lot of assumptions being made about me that are not quite true. So first of all, I just want to say I do also use a standard set of pronouns. I use he, they, in addition to yeehaw. I think that if you're going to use neopronouns, you'll probably have a better experience in life if you pick at least one set of standard pronouns, even they, them, to be okay with, to be like cool with. Because the reality is, and I know this, a lot of people are telling me this, but I am aware that a lot of people in the world will not even remotely try to respect neopronouns. They think it's silly, they think it's dumb, whatever. I know it's not silly and dumb. I'm not going to let that get me down just because there are a lot of people who won't use my pronouns for me. I don't really give a shit about like what random strangers gender me as. Like, I don't get upset when somebody calls me ma'am at the store. Like, I just don't really give a fuck. But when I get to know people personally, and especially people close to me, that's when I'm like, hey, these are my neopronouns. I would prefer to be called yeehaw if possible, but I also understand everybody's at different stages. Yeehaw. I do want to also just make the point that the people close to me do in fact use my neopronouns. And in fact, when I lived in Seattle and I was very enmeshed in the trans community there, it was very normal to use neopronouns. Seattle. I know lots of friends who use neopronouns. It's not, I've got a lot of comments that are like, the only people that use these are 13-year-olds on Tumblr and whatever. I'm almost 27. I know people in their 30s using neopronouns. Anyone can use neopronouns if they want to. They're just a fun way to express your gender. That's all they are. And it makes people melt. It makes people lose their minds. And I think that's silly. And I will not stop defending neopronouns. Also, this is a good time to mention that I have links to Ukraine and Palestine donation pages in my bio.
Of course you do. Why am I acting shocked? Of course you do. 100% you do. I am like, wow. First off, what? Her pronouns are hee-haw or yeehaw. I don't care. Either one is actually insane. So I don't care. Go ahead. I'm not respecting that. I'm just not. I don't care what you say, okay? And secondly, your friends aren't your friends, okay? Because if your friends were your friends, they'd be telling you, you're nuts. You're actually nuts. I'm not calling you yeehaw. Hey, yeehaw, like what? Oh my God. It is not normal, people. This is not normal. This is just something you're all doing to try to be different, okay? You're going to be so embarrassed when you grow up, okay? You are going to be so embarrassed that you put this stuff that's never leaving the internet, by the way, when you become actually mature and realize what you did was just to get attention and just to be on TikTok. It's just so stupid. No one's gonna, it's to my point of all these people and their pronouns. I'm not getting a job. Everyone hates us. I'm like, yeah, the flag is flying everywhere. Like, who are you? What is it you want to accomplish? I guess is really what I want to say. Okay, here we have another wingnut.
Oh boy, wait till you find out that biological sex and gender are not the same thing. Oh boy.
Wait till you find out that they are the same thing. They've always been the same thing. The problem is that you all decided, I don't know who you are, but you all decided that you're going to take gender and put it over here away from sex and pretend like they're different things. That is literally the why we were in this situation today, okay? Gender and sex are the same thing. Sorry. I used to think that gender and sex were different. They're not. They're not. They're literally the same thing, okay? There are only two sexes, okay? You can call yourself what you want, okay? You can call yourself, but you're still a man or a woman, period. And don't you dare say intersex. Don't you dare. That is such a small percentage of the population that it just is there, okay? So men and women, that's it. Call yourself they, them, though, they, hee-haw, yee-haw, clown, whatever, okay? I am a female. I am not a male. I will never be a male, okay? You cannot change it. I can call myself a male, but I'm actually a female. Can you guys even just imagine how I feel these days? I feel so frustrated, but I'm going to continue to do these videos because these people are just exposing the stupidity of it all. And it's all going to come back tenfold on all of you.
So I just saw the news about the Republican spending bill that is moving to the Senate that bans gender-affirming care medical coverage for adults on Medicaid. And I knew this was going to happen.
So did I.
And I'm on Medicaid.
Oh.
I'm on the Working Adults with Disabilities buy-in Medicaid.
Oh, what's your
because
disability?
with my pre-existing conditions,
Which is?
there is no way that I would be able to afford private health insurance. I have had to have a major surgery once a year for the past 5 years because of my health conditions.
Oh, really?
And I'm also physically dependent on testosterone in order to live.
No, you're
because
not.
I don't have ovaries anymore. And
doesn't work that
you
way.
need enough hormones in your body to regulate processes like bone health so you don't get osteoporosis, your heart, your digestive system. So I am physically dependent on testosterone for the rest of my life. And now my health insurance is not going to cover it. I am very worried about my clients, my community. As trans people, we are way more likely to be on Medicaid and to live in poverty because of how the world treats us.
Okay, I can't watch any more of this dude. This dude gets on my nerves. It's why I keep bringing him up. This dude is a grifter. Let me tell you why I think he's a grifter. First off, yeah, you do need hormones, okay? It's really important that you regulate your hormones, especially if you had a hysterectomy. All of the above, okay, you chose to do, buddy. You chose to do as I chose to do, okay? Nobody forced me to get these surgeries. It helped me move forward in my life. Secondly, I've never once had anybody, insurance, Medicaid, government, nobody pay for my hormones, surgery, moving forward in the world. Nobody has done it, just so you know. So how did I do it 30 years ago? And you're a whiny little bitch who's saying you can't do any of this because first off, you have a pre-existing condition before you transition. Why are you transitioning? To make your body even worse, okay? These are why I keep telling you all, when you transition, you got to make choices. Is your health more important than your physical space? Also, this dude professes to be a therapist. His clients. Aren't you making money at your job? Don't you have clients? You act like you have all these clients. Third, you're the dude who said you were moving out of the United States months ago and that you opened a campaign of GoFundMe so people could fund you to move to another country. Why don't you just go move to another country and use their healthcare system, okay? Instead of sitting here grifting, and also you beg people to follow you on TikTok so you can make money on TikTok. And I've watched your followership go up. So you are making money on TikTok. So why are you using the system, okay? And stop saying that trans people are X, Y, and Z. You don't speak for the trans community. Many of us have been living fine, okay? Fine without the help. Testosterone isn't that expensive, by the way. It is not that expensive. He's acting as if it costs $1 million. No, it does not. Okay? So this dude right here continually puts out this language and this thing, yet he's living off the government now. Do you know that I think I showed it, or I'm going to show it again. There are like over 150,000 trans people on Medicaid. That's a lot of trans people on Medicaid, okay? And now they're going to cut it. Want to know why they're going to cut it? Because of you. Because of you abusing the system, because of you doing all of the stuff that you did before. I fought to get us into the insurance space, okay? I and many others of us fought so that we could have our stuff. I know I'm really being aggressive right now because I'm so over these people. I'm over them saying this stuff, not understanding what they actually had, and now they're losing it because the Republicans and Trump hate you. No, they don't. Want to know who hates you? People who have been listening to your grift and your gaslighting and your anger and your violence, and you're taking women's spaces and doing this to children when many of us were telling you to stop it, and now you're going to pay for it. Okay? Now you're going to pay for it. So before you decide that you're going to medically transition, you better think about a backup plan when the insurance and the government is no longer going to pay for it. Oh, it just makes me so mad, you guys. I just can't. I just can't.
I'm just going to talk to white queer people for a second. If you're not a white queer person, this is not for you. I love that you're angry. Stay angry and stay hopeful. But in the process of anger, don't forget who the true enemy is. It's not just Trump. It's not just Elon. The problem is not something that can be fixed from the inside. It is not something that can be repaired. The system itself is founded upon white supremacy, colonialism, and capitalism. Do not think for a single fucking second that a system, the empire, that was built upon the exploitation of others will sacrifice even an ounce of their power to save anyone but themselves. They won't. You cannot count on politicians to save us.
What? Okay, these people are nuts. First off, look at his hands. They're black. Dude, your hands are black, okay? So are you doing black hands? Like, what's happening here? Secondly, you're just totally saying every fucking part of the world was colonized, just so you know, buddy. Secondly, we live in a capitalistic country. I would not be sitting where I am today if I didn't have the opportunity, which you do, and everyone in this country has the opportunity to not only go to school, but you also have the opportunity to create your own businesses and move forward in the world. Yeah, of course, there's racism and all of that stuff, and it seems to be getting worse because they are dividing us all so we don't move forward. But sometimes you got to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, dude, and get around all the stuff that you're thinking is coming at you, okay? And then navigate the world in an individual space, and you will see all of the stuff that you all keep saying, queer white people, it's your responsibility to know that it's all white people's problem. No, it isn't. No, it is not. It's not all white people's problem. Everyone, every color participates in racism, just so you know. I'm so sick and tired of this. You're white. It's all your problem. You're the one who came here. I didn't come here and colonize this country, nor did my people. It's actually insane. Colonization, you love using, you all have buzzwords for all this stuff. White queer people. Like what, dude? First off, learn your history about LGBT community and stop calling everybody queer because it's so insane and annoying and it's lost its meaning. Trans has lost its meaning. Like, really, it's all just absurd. You people are embarrassing, and maybe wash your hands from being black before you start talking about being a white queer person that you're only talking to.
Since some of you are fucking thick, lesbianism has always included trans people. Lesbianism has always included trans women. Lesbianism has always included trans masks. He, him lesbians have always been a thing.
Totally.
Butch people can go on tea and still be lesbians. being gender non-conforming is an inherent part of being a lesbian, and there will always be gender non-conforming people who are lesbians.
Oh my God.
Fucking duh. And if you're like, wow, shut the fuck up, okay? And stop calling yourself a lesbian because you're fucking embarrassing.
Oh my God, can you just imagine how I can't even believe people are saying stuff like that? Nope, I was around before you were born, just so you know. Trans lesbians were not around back in the day, just so you know, okay? Secondly, trans mask is a new term, wasn't around back in the day, just so you know. Sit down, little one. Learn your history. None of that existed. I transitioned from the lesbian community. They hated me. Just so you know, they hated me. They called me a traitor. Everything now as a mature adult, I can understand why they got mad at me. Back in the day, no, trans lesbians didn't exist. Butch trans, he, they, thems, those, taking testosterone did not exist. It's all new. So, duh. And you need to get it together. They're lying. I'm going to keep showing you guys. They are trying to change our history. Okay, that's all a lie. Okay, trans women are men. Okay, you think that lesbians are okay with that? If they are in their private life and that, go for it, man. No one cares. But when you start putting a narrative out there that is not true, the majority of lesbians do not want trans women in their space. There are trans women who can identify as lesbian, and they're probably welcome because they're probably being respectful and chill, like Samantha and Tori and Blair. If they were identifying as lesbians, I bet the lesbians would be super cool about it because they're not punching you in the face when you don't call them a lesbian. So this is, I think you all understand my actual complete total frustration with it all. I started this whole video laughing. By the end of the whole thing, I'm just like sweating and blah. Okay, so this last one here I want to bring up here because this one really upsets me.
I am trans non-binary and I have suspect endometriosis. Yes, we exist.
No, you don't.
My gender has made finding a diagnosis and treatment a lot more difficult for me, not only because it can be really hard to advocate for yourself when you don't know that people are going to respect your gender identity.
No, they're not.
But also because a lot of the treatments available for endometriosis do not fit with the lifestyle that I want and honestly would make me extremely dysphoric and just not be a good fit for me.
Oh, really?
And I think this needs to be talked about more because this isn't just a thing that happens to me, but I don't see anybody talking about it. And that makes me really sad because this is something that has been a massive impact on my life. And the fact that some people aren't getting care for it because they're scared of what will happen if they go to the doctor and the doctor tells them, oh, the only way you can fix this is through taking birth control. That's scary.
Why is that scary?
I knew for myself at least that birth control wasn't an option for me because I could not mentally handle knowing the fact that I was putting in traditionally female hormones into my body. And it unfortunately made it just a no-go from the beginning. I thankfully have been able to find a doctor that knows that I don't want birth control. I haven't been able to tell them that I'm trans yet because it just didn't come up. But I think this is also the reason that we need to be talking about this more because you should not feel afraid to seek medical help when you are in pain.
Okay, this is what I keep trying to tell you all right here. I'm so upset. I have been talking about it. Many of us transsexual men have been talking about how the hormones affect our body. Now, you have endometriosis. Sorry, that sucks. You are a biological female. I do not care about your gender identity, okay? It's your gender identity. Your gender, it's the same. You are a female, okay? You have female problems. That's why you have to go to a gynecologist. Men don't go to the gynecologist, period. Doesn't matter what you think you are. Secondly, and thirdly, and fourthly, and fifthly, you're willing to destroy your body. You're willing to not go to the doctor because you're too scared. How do you think I felt back in the day? I could tell you story and story and story. Again, been talking about this before you were probably born or you decided you were a they, non-binary, trans person, okay? The entitlement of these people, The idea that I'm too scared to go, oh my God, we already opened that door for you young people. We already made that door open. You're the one shutting the door on it because you're not willing to say, I have female reproductive system. I need to talk about this. I'm not taking birth control because it's a gendered medicine. It's a gendered space. You're messing, you are going to regret so much of what you're doing to your body. Then get off the hormones or deal with whatever's going on, but get back down to reality and get out of your bubble. From the beginning of this video, I have showed you how these people are manipulating themselves. They are manipulating young people into thinking they're not women or not female, so they can't go to the gynecologist. You will be making the biggest mistake of your life by, first off, not telling the doctor you're on testosterone. It is destroying every part of your... People, what we are doing here, okay, is doing something that is not normal. You can keep calling it normal all you want, but it's not normal. It is not normal to put testosterone overriding the female space. It is not normal, okay? Once you understand that and you realize why you're doing this and why it's important to you, you will have a healthier transition. Not only that, you will have a healthier brain and understand, I got to go to the gynecologist. I got to go get checked. Nobody likes doing that in this space. You think, I like doing that? I hate it. But I do it because I care about myself. And I'm almost 63 years old. And I am a bull, okay? Because I care about my body. So stop with this nonsense, people. Stop with the insane clown show of trans is this and everybody hates us. You hate yourself. You actually hate yourself when you are not being honest about who and what you are. So that's how that works, friend. And with that, everybody, I'm sorry to leave you with so much of my, but you guys know how passionate I am. I got to save these young girls, man. They are going off the rails with this stuff, and they're being led by a bunch of disingenuous nutcases who don't care about them. I care about them. Hate me all you want. You'll thank me in 5 years when you're like, oh, Trampa said that was going to happen, and I should have listened to him, but okay, I'm mature enough now to know that I made a mistake. I don't want you to get sick and possibly have long-term health problems. It's not fun. You guys are all young. You should be out there enjoying life. Instead, you're on the internet like, Anyway, I'll see you guys on the live on Wednesday, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks again for liking, subscribing, joining my channel, help supporting me. YouTube is, again, going after me again. It's just nutty. Just nutty. Okay, guys, girls, people, I'll see you on the next one.